Yo, what's going on, guys? Khalil here. I'm bringing you guys the first deck list of 2012 for me, and surprisingly, it is not a Chaos deck, nor is it a Monarch deck. It's actually a Miracle Hero deck. I want to play something a little different, so I'll get straight to the deck list and I'll explain some things. It's really actually standard though. You're gonna see a lot of things that everyone else plays. So start off with the obvious one Stratos, 3 copies of Neos Alias. And I do play 1 Ocean because of the water target, and that you run, you should be able to protect it to get that plus, which you do get pretty often. So yeah, 2 copies of Thunder King. Most people play 3. I think 2 is fine because normally it's a good first turn play, but I'd rather get a Stratos first turn than the Thunder King first turn. So yeah, 2 does fine for me. 2 Cyber Dragons, really good. Especially now that Zenmaines is really popular, just being able to Chimera Tech, just really strong play. 1 Honest for obvious reasons. 1 Chevalier. I really wish this card was a freaking Elemental Hero, because it'd be awesome then, but it's another Gemini target just in case you don't have your Neos Alias, which is hardly ever, but you never know. And 1 Snowman Eater. Snowman Eater is really good because Thunder King is really popular. So it's amazing because it survives a Thunder King attack and you just plus off of it, and it gives you a floater. So yeah, but I was actually considering making this an Ice Edge instead because it's another Elemental Hero target. For now, I'm sticking with Snowman Eater. I think when we get that other fusion, the Dark Fusion, I'll probably change this to an Ice Edge and put in Super Poly, because I don't have Super Poly in right now. But for now, it's Snowman Eater. 1 Gorz. With the amount of back row you play, some people might question it, but Gorz is just too good not to play. It saves you when you have it, so yeah. That's all. I think it's like 12 monsters. It's a really low monster count. Onto the spells. Start off with the staples. So you have Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, 1 MST, and yeah. I don't play 2 or 3 MSTs because of the Gemini Sparks. You really don't need it, and even without Gemini Sparks, you can normally push through your opponent's back rows anyways with this deck. So yeah. Then your Searchers, Rhoda, and 1 E-Call. I was playing 2 E-Calls at first, but there is such thing as being too consistent with this deck, where I would open up Stratos, a Rhoda, and an E-Call, and I would just like have an all monster hand. It's a really bad late game top deck when you're trying to top deck your Miracle Fusions and you top deck a E-Call already with no target. So yeah, 1 of each is pretty good. 3 copies of Duality. That's really self-explanatory. Everyone should be playing 3 if you're playing Miracle Fusions. 3 Gemini Sparks. Again, obvious reasons. It's the draw power and destruction of the deck. 3 Miracle Fusions. This may seem pretty high, but I really want to see this card. It's great late game top decking. It's a really fantastic card. Future Fusion. A lot of people don't play this card. I don't know why. Like, when I Future Fusion, I almost always go for 0. And one of the best plays this deck can do is Future Fusion and actually get your 0 on the field, and then Heavy, and you just nuke your opponent's field just there. So, even if they MST, I'd rather them MST this, and instead of MSTing something like I need, like a Solemn Warning or something like that. And it just helps get your monsters that you don't want to draw, like your Ocean. It helps get monsters into the grave, so when you top deck this, your Miracle Fusions are live. So Future Fusion is definitely a great card in this deck. And 1 Parallel World Fusion. Nobody seems to play this card. I love this card. This card is amazing. It's really like top decking a 4th Miracle Fusion, because half the time when you top deck this late game, you've already had a couple Miracle Fusions go off. Especially if they remove your Shining, you can Parallel World it and put your Shining back in and whatever else and get another E-Hero one. So yeah, so that's it for that. Oops. Onto the traps. It is kind of trap heavy. The obvious Solemns. Triple D Prison. This card's freaking amazing. Yeah, and this card is, I don't know. It's really good for this format. I mean, it's always really been good. I haven't considered this ever to be a bad card, so I play 3 of those. 2 copies of Bottomless. A lot of people also don't run this card, but this card is really good. It gets rid of your Thunder Kings, Chrysias, freaking Graphas, you know, all kinds of crap that needs to get removed. Bottomless just takes care of it, so yeah. 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Starlight Road, just to protect your not only your back row but your monsters. So yeah, I don't play a Torrential, but I'm considering it because sometimes you just need that extra field clearance. But we'll see. And my fusions look like this. So I have 1 Nova Master, 1 Gaia, which I never go into Gaia. Maybe if I made a side deck, but I don't have a side deck for it right now. It's just a fun deck. 1 Great Tornado, 2 Zeros, and 2 copies of Shining. You could probably bump this up to 3. I'm sure you could probably get 3 out, since I'm playing Parallel World Fusion with it too. But I mean, I've never actually needed all of them, so yeah. And obviously, I do have a Utopia and a Roach that would be in there. I would need a Stardust, a Chimeritic Dragon, of course, but this is just basic. So that's it for the deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.